Now science chapter number 6, life processes. Okay. Now let me just ask you one question. What is the meaning of life? How can we say that something is alive? Tell me. Anyone? Raise your hand. Yes, here. Arushi.
Sir, we can say someone is alive if his heart beats.
Heartbeats. Not all the organisms have heart. A microorganism does not have heart. Even most of the macroorganism does not have heart. So we cannot just say that if heart is beating, then it is alive. Ishani,
Sir, if they have a cells,
they have cell, means they are made up of cell. Even dead bodies are made up of cell. Then can we say that it is alive? Anyone else? Krish?
Sir, live people grow and alive not grow.
Sorry? Those who?
Sir, those who alive they don't grow.
Those who are alive, they don't grow. Okay. Here,
Sir, we can say that if a thing is living, then it can respond to stimuli.
okay. That is a very scientific way to say that it is alive. Good. Okay, your answer as per the book is correct answer that it responses to the stimuli. Even non-living things responses to the stimuli. The way of response is something different. Okay. For example, huge rocks are there, but because of weathering, those huge rocks are converted into soil. So that is the response of the rocks to the external environment. So we cannot just say that only the living beings the response to stimuli. Right now, here, what I am trying to say is if anything is alive, okay, then the body of that particular thing have certain kinds of physical activities going on inside them, and those activities are called processes. And life processes are something which makes any body a living body. Okay, there is not just one criteria that we can say that that is a living being and that is a no. If we say that if it is moving, that is living, if it is not moving, that is non-living, it is not like that. Even vehicles are moving, so we cannot say that vehicles are living beings. See, let me just give you in a simple way. See, living things grow with time. Okay, every living being grow with time, and certain amount of metabolic processes, certain amount of activities are happening inside their body. Okay, throughout their lifespan. Once they are dead, none of the activities will occur inside of their body. Remember that. Okay, so what are life processes? Life processes are something which makes any individual alive. And if these life processes are not happening inside the body, it means that that particular body is dead. Okay, remember that. Now, so your very first question of the lesson is, how do we tell the difference between what is alive and what is not alive? Okay, कैसे बताएंगे that whether or not particular thing is alive or not? For example, if we see a dog running, a cow chewing cud, or a man shouting loudly on the street, we know that these are living beings. See, if we see these things, then we can say that all these certain or all these things are living. Now, what if the dog or the cow or the man were asleep? Now, this is a very good question. What if they are sleeping? At that time, are they alive or not? So obviously, they are alive because they are breathing. Okay? We would still think that they were alive, but how did we know that? Okay, we see them breathing and we know that they are alive. Then what about plants? We cannot see plants breathing. Okay, if any animal is there, then breathing movements can be seen. But in case of plant, we cannot say that plant is breathing or not. Okay, so how do we know that plants are alive? So we see them green, some of us will say. Okay, so what can be the answer? That they are green. Are all the plants green? Or there are also plants, okay, who are not totally green? Anyone? Yes, Arushi?
Sir, there are some plants that are not green.
Can you give me an example?
Um,
See, here green is not color. Here green means they are talking about Lilu and Suku. वो वाला green. समझ में आया?
sir, thorn.
Thorn. Which thorn, beta? Cacti are green. All the cacti are green. You are talking about which particular thorn? Croton plant is there. Have you heard the name? Money plant is there. Okay, money
Yes,
plant
sir.
is leaves of money plants is not completely green. If you have at home, then you can see the leaves. Okay, yellowish green leaves are there. Here
Yes,
green
sir.
doesn't mean the green color. Here green means they are talking that लीलू है कि सुखाई गएलू है. Okay, something like that. सूखा है या फिर हरा है ऐसे. तो यहाँ पर green का मतलब वो निकालो ऐसे. ठीक है? तो we say that plants are green. That's why they are alive. But what about the plants that have leaves of colors other than green? But once again, there are many plants, okay, who have leaves other than green. Now see, there are many plants whose color is not perfectly green, okay, and they grow over time, so we know that they are alive. So what is the final answer by which we can say that plants are alive? So they grow over the time. In other words, we tend to think of some sort of movement, either growth related or not, as common evidence for being alive. So, in short, animal or a plant, it doesn't matter. If it is alive, then it will show some kind of movement. Okay. Now, see, animal shows movement by going from one place to another. Do plants show movement? That is my question. Plant, they show movement or not? Simple question. Who will tell me? It is a very simple question. Okay. I am just asking you people, do plants show movement? Yes or no? Okay. See, plants do show movement, but they do not move from one place to another place. They show movement via growth. Growth is also a kind of movement. Remember, when certain thing is moving from one place to another place, okay, it is mobility. Huh? And when something grows, that is also a kind of movement only. Remember the difference between mobility and movement. If you are sitting at a one particular place only, at that time also you can show movement. You can move various body organs. Okay, you can move your hands, you can move your legs, etc. Okay, plants cannot move from one place to another place, but at whichever position they are, they grow. And that you can see. You can observe that certain plants' height was, just understand it was 2 or 3 feet. After few weeks, the height turned out to be 5 or 6 feet. After few months, you can say that it is now 12 to 15 feet. So slowly as the plant grows, okay, so that growth is also a movement. So in short, living things show growth related movement or some sort of movement in which they move from one place to another. But a plant that is not visibly growing is still alive. But there are certain plants we cannot visibly say that they are growing, but still they are alive. And some animals can breathe without visible movement. There are still some animals who can breathe without visible movement. For example, if there are microorganisms, if there are very little organisms like, consider ant, then we cannot see the breathing pattern of an ant, but still they are alive, they are moving. It means that they are alive and they are breathing. So using visible movement as the defining characteristic of life is not enough. Okay, so if we just define life by movement, if something is moving, it is alive, then that is not enough criteria for something to be alive. अगर हमें जानना है कि ये चीज जिंदा है या नहीं, तो मूवमेंट करती है नहीं, मूवमेंट करती है तो जिंदा है, नहीं करती तो जिंदा नहीं है, खाली इसके ऊपर से हम कभी नहीं बता पाएंगे that it is alive or not. Okay? movement over very small scales will be invisible to the naked eye, at least movements of molecules, for example. Okay, very small scale movement is there. For example, movement of the molecules, we cannot see it with naked eye. And is this invisible molecular movement necessary for life? Okay, if we ask this question to the professional biologist, they will say yes. See, molecular movements are very much important. Okay, for example, when we breathe in, oxygen molecules enters the blood from the cells. Okay, carbon dioxide molecules from the cells moves out of the body through the lungs. So these are the kinds of molecular movements. This was just an example. When we eat food, nutrition is gained by the body. In other sense, certain molecules enters the cell, certain waste molecules leaves the cell. So such kind of molecular movements are happening inside our body continuously. And if this molecular movement is stopped, it means that body has stopped functioning. And if the body is not functioning, then that particular thing is dead. Remember. In fact, viruses do not show any molecular movement in them. And that is partly why there is a controversy about whether they are truly alive or not. Okay. Now see, if you consider a virus, so the nature of virus is completely different from all the other living organisms. When viruses are in the open atmosphere, it is a non-living thing. It does not show any kind of molecular movement. But once the virus enters into the body of some animal, okay, it enters the body, then it enters the cell, immediately it becomes alive. The physical activities of the viruses begins. So even today, biologists or doctors, they are still confused that either the viruses can be classified into the living being or into a non-living being. Okay? So it is still a confusion. Hanging question is there. So we cannot directly say that either the virus is living or not. Okay, it is still a debatable question. Because outside the body into the open atmosphere, viruses are non-living. Once the virus enter into the body of something, suddenly they become into a living entity. Okay. Now the question is, why are molecular movement needed for life? So we have seen in earlier classes that living organisms are well organized structures and they can have tissues. Tissues have cells. Cells have smaller component in them and so on. Okay, previously you have studied this. Okay, organisms are made up of organs. They are made up of tissues. They are made up of cells. And cells also have smaller components in them. And because of the effect of the environment, this organized, ordered nature of living structure is very likely to keep breaking down over time. Because of the environmental impact, whatever the structures are there, it keeps on breaking down. Here, keeps on breaking down means, as you know, older cells die. In place of those older cells, newer cells takes those place. Okay, हमारे शरीर के अंदर एवरी डे लाखों सेल्स मरते हैं, लाखों सेल्स बनते हैं और मरे हुए सेल्स की जगह ले लेते हैं. कंटिन्यूअसली दिस प्रोसीजर इज हैपनिंग. ठीक है, बट मान लो कि पुराने सेल मर गए, नए सेल नहीं बन रहे हैं, इट मीन्स दैट दैट पर्टिकुलर बीइंग इज नो लॉन्गर अलाइव. अगर ये ऑर्डर ब्रेक डाउन हो जाता है तो ऑर्गेनिज्म जिंदा रह पाएगा नहीं. एंड सो living creature must keep repairing and maintaining the structure. So that's why for any living creature to be alive, they must keep themselves repairing and maintaining continuously. And since all the structures are made up of molecules, they must move molecules around all the time. और ये सारे के सारे जो स्ट्रक्चर्स है वो मॉलिक्यूल्स से बने हुए हैं. ओके, एंड दैट्स व्हाई दिस मॉलिक्यूल्स मस्ट बी मूव्ड अराउंड. मतलब कि ओल्डर मॉलिक्यूल्स आर रिप्लेस्ड बाय द न्यूअर वंस. ओके, then and only then body can survive. Okay, now any questions regarding this discussion? Anyone? See, you have to be continuously present over here. Okay, if there is any question, just raise your hand. We will clarify all the doubts, whatever the doubts you have. Okay. Now, what are life processes? The maintenance functions of living organisms must go on even when they are not doing anything particular. Okay, see, living organisms' maintaining function must go on. If they are doing something particular or not, it does not make any difference, but it must go on. Okay, even when we are just sitting in class, okay, for example, we are sitting, and even if we are just asleep, this maintenance job has to go on. Now tell me one thing. We are sitting ideally, we are resting, we are sleeping, whatever. Do you think at that time energy is required by our body? Yes or no? Anyone? Yes, Krish?
No, sir.
Okay. Why?
Sir, because we not do any work.
Okay, we are not doing any work. Okay. Physically, we are doing nothing. We are sleeping or we are resting. That's why no energy is required by our body. Okay. How many of you agree with the answer? Yes, here. Do you agree with Krish?
No, sir. Our body requires energy.
Why? For what purpose? Okay, chalo, here has given answer that our body requires energy even while we are sleeping or sitting idly. Why? ऐसा तो शरीर के अंदर क्या होता है कि जिसके लिए हमें एनर्जी की जरूरत पड़ती है इवन इन द रेस्टिंग पोजीशन? यस ईशानी?
Sir, for respiration.
For respiration, see, energy is not required for respiration. Respiration is the process which gives us energy. Okay? रेस्पिरेशन प्रोसेस से ही हमारे बॉडी के अंदर एनर्जी प्रोड्यूस होती है, स्टोर होती है, जरूरत पड़ने पर इस्तेमाल होती है. तो वी कैन नॉट से दैट फॉर रेस्पिरेशन वी नीड एनर्जी. रेस्पिरेशन प्रोवाइड्स द एनर्जी. ओके, एनीथिंग एल्स? While we are sleeping or resting, physically our outward body movement is 0 0. We are not doing anything, but inside our body heart is beating, blood is circulating, digestion is taking place, new cells are being manufactured, immune system is doing its job. तो ये सारे के सारे सेल्स, टिश्यूज, ऑर्गन्स अपने काम ऐसे ही नहीं कर पाते. They require energy. ठीक है? और whatever things are happening inside the body, that is life processes which are used for maintaining our body. ठीक है? तो उससे फर्क नहीं पड़ता हम कुछ कर रहे हैं या नहीं कर रहे. अगर हम जिंदा है तो वो हमारे शरीर के अंदर जो भी प्रोसेसेस हो रहे हैं उसी के कारण जिंदा है, इतना याद रखना. एंड इफ दोज प्रोसेसेस आर नॉट टेकिंग प्लेस then we are no good than dead. Remember, okay? The processes which together perform this maintenance job are life processes. So all the processes which are required to maintain the life of our body or the life of the body of any organism, those processes are called life process. And since these maintenance processes are needed to prevent damage and breakdown, energy is needed for them. Okay? और ये जो मेंटेनेंस प्रोसेस है वो डैमेज और ब्रेकडाउन को स्टॉप करने के लिए है. दैट्स व्हाई एनर्जी इज रिक्वायर्ड. एंड दिस एनर्जी कम्स फ्रॉम आउटसाइड द बॉडी ऑफ द इंडिविजुअल ऑर्गेनिज्म. और ये एनर्जी कहाँ से आती है? इंडिविजुअल ऑर्गेनिज्म के बॉडी के बाहर से. बाहर से कहाँ से एनर्जी आती है? ये नहीं समझ में आया. यहाँ पर ऐसा लिखा कि भाई दिस एनर्जी कम्स फ्रॉम आउटसाइड द बॉडी. बाहर से कैसे एनर्जी आती है? क्या हमारे शरीर के अंदर बाहर से एनर्जी आती है? यस आरुषि?
सर, इन द फॉर्म ऑफ ऑक्सीजन.
ऑक्सीजन से हमें एनर्जी मिलती है, ऐसा? श्योर? क्यों ना?
Sir, in the form of food.
हाँ, फूड प्लस ऑक्सीजन. खाली ऑक्सीजन अधूरा आंसर है. विदाउट ऑक्सीजन एनर्जी कैन नॉट बी प्रोड्यूस्ड फ्रॉम द फूड. रिमेंबर, ठीक है? तो यहां पर ऐसा लिखा है ना कि भाई एनर्जी कम्स फ्रॉम आउटसाइड द बॉडी. तो बॉडी के बाहर जो भी खाने पीने का सामान है उससे. और फूड से खाली एनर्जी ही नहीं बनती, हमारा बॉडी भी बिल्डअप होता है. एज यू कैन रिमेंबर, और कोई पैदा होते हैं तब इतनों से होते हैं, हाँ, 1 फुट भी मांड होते हैं. बट स्लोली आवर बॉडी ग्रोज. तो ऐसे ही ग्रोथ नहीं होता. द नंबर ऑफ सेल्स आर इंक्रीजिंग इनसाइड योर बॉडी. तो नए नए सेल्स प्रोड्यूस करने के लिए भी हमें फूड की जरूरत पड़ती है. ठीक? So there must be a process to transfer of source of energy from outside the body of the organism to which we call food to the inside, a process we commonly call nutrition. ठीक है? तो ये जो प्रोसेस है ना कि भाई बॉडी के बाहर जो एनर्जी है उस एनर्जी को हमारे अंदर किसी तरीके से लाए, ओके, वाया फूड, और फूड को ब्रेक डाउन करके. तो जब फूड का ब्रेक डाउन हमारे बॉडी के अंदर होता है ना, इसी प्रोसेस को हम न्यूट्रिशन बोलते हैं. ठीक है? whenever we acquire certain kinds of nutrients from whatever we are eating, okay, that is called nutrition. Remember that thing. Okay. Another question, यहां पर फूड की बात हो ही रही है तो what should we eat? एक सिंपल सा क्वेश्चन है, what should we eat? तो आपका आंसर क्या होना चाहिए? Yes, Arushi.
Nutritious food.
Nutritious food. Define nutritious food. Example. What is? Give me one example of any nutritious food. Come on. Here.
सर वो गलती से हो गया था.
अच्छा चलो कोई बात नहीं. Okay. Anyone else? Just one example of nutritious food. इतना डर क्यों रहे हो? हाँ, just simple questions are there. इतने जबरदस्त या भारी भरकम क्वेश्चन तो नहीं पूछे मैंने. क्या सिंपल सा क्वेश्चन है. Yes, विवेक.
Sir, fruits है.
Fruits. Any? Can you give me an example of any specific fruit?
Apple, banana.
Okay, apple, banana. What if someone is allergic to apple or a banana? Then he should eat that thing. Once again, main question. What should we eat? So the answer was nutritious food. Now the question is diverted somewhat. What do you mean by nutritious food? Anyone? One simple answer. जब भी ऐसा क्वेश्चन आए ना लाइफ में कभी भी कि भाई हमें क्या खाना चाहिए, रिमेंबर, इफ समथिंग इज हेल्दी फॉर योर बॉडी देन ईट दैट थिंग. नॉट टेस्टी. हाँ, टेस्टी तो काफी कुछ लगेगा. इफ समथिंग इज हेल्दी फॉर योर बॉडी, ईट दैट थिंग. ओके, मिल्क इज वेरी हेल्दी, बट एवरीबडीज डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम कैन नॉट डाइजेस्ट मिल्क. कुछ लोगों को डायरिया हो जाता है बहुत ही ज्यादा थिक मिल्क पीने से. Ghee is very healthy for your body, but if somebody cannot digest ghee in a proper manner, his cholesterol will increase. Okay? Similarly, there are other things which are very helpful or fruitful. Okay? So always remember one thing, anything that is healthy for your body, eat that. Okay? Then and only then it will be beneficial to you, otherwise it will not be. Okay? If the body size of the organism is to grow, additional raw material will also be needed from outside. मान लो कि किसी organism की body size grow कर रही है, then additional raw material will also be needed from the outside. Okay, बाहर से raw material. Obviously, without raw material, if building is to grow, for example, building grow तो नहीं करता, but हमें बहुत बड़ी building बनानी है, तो जितनी बड़ी building बनानी है उतना ज़्यादा material चाहिए होगा. उसी तरह हमारी body भी grow करेगी धीरे धीरे, तो obviously outside raw materials will be required. And since life on earth depends on carbon based molecule, most of these food sources are also carbon based. Remember, earth के ऊपर जितनी भी जिंदा चीजें है ना, they are dependent on carbon based molecule. Okay, and that's why food sources, ज्यादातर food sources carbon based है. खाना जब जल जाता है ना तब वो काला हो जाता है, और कोई चीज काली तभी होती है जलने के बाद अगर वहां पर कार्बन प्रेजेंट हो तो. If there is no carbon, it will never turn into black thing or a black material. Okay. Depending on the complexity of these carbon sources, different organisms can then use different kinds of nutritional processes. और ये जो carbon sources की जो complexity है, उसके ऊपर से अलग अलग टाइप के जो organisms होते हैं, उनके nutritional processes भी अलग अलग होते हैं. Nutritional process मतलब vegetation और animals को compare करो. Vegetations can directly prepare their food from sunlight, carbon dioxide, water, etc. और animals को directly उससे food produce नहीं किया जा सकता, वो vegetation या फिर दूसरे जानवरों के ऊपर dependent होते हैं. It depends on the complexity of their body design. Okay. The outside sources of energy could be quite varied, since the environment is not under the control of the individual organism. और ये जो outside sources है energy के, वो काफी वारी कर सकते हैं. क्यों? क्योंकि एनवायरनमेंट जो है ना वो किसी इंडिविजुअल ऑर्गेनिज्म के कंट्रोल में होता नहीं है. and these sources of energy therefore needs to be broken down or built up in the body and must be finally converted to a uniform source of energy that can be utilized for various molecular movements needed for maintaining living structure as well as the kind of molecules the body needs to grow. तो ये जो आउटसाइड सोर्सेज ऑफ एनर्जी है उसको बॉडी के अंदर किसी एक स्पेसिफिक तरीके से ब्रेक डाउन करना पड़ेगा. ब्रेकिंग डाउन करने के बाद जो एनर्जी है उस एनर्जी को मॉलिक्यूलर मूवमेंट्स के लिए यूटिलाइज करना बहुत ही ज्यादा जरूरी है, और हमारे बॉडी के ग्रोथ के लिए भी उस एनर्जी को किस तरीके से यूटिलाइज करना है ये भी बहुत ही ज्यादा जरूरी है. एंड फॉर दिस अ सीरीज ऑफ केमिकल रिएक्शन इन बॉडी आर नेसेसरी. और देखो हमारे बॉडी के अंदर जब फूड ब्रेक डाउन होता है, एनर्जी रिलीज होती है, उस एनर्जी का यूटिलाइजेशन होता है ऑर्गन्स को मेंटेन करने के लिए, सेल्स को रिपेयर करने के लिए, या फिर ऑर्गन्स या टिश्यूज को रिपेयर करने के लिए, हार्मोन्स प्रोड्यूस करने के लिए, एंजाइम्स प्रोड्यूस करने के लिए, दूसरे केमिकल्स प्रोड्यूस करने के लिए. ठीक है, तो कई सारे केमिकल रिएक्शंस हमारे बॉडी के अंदर होते रहते हैं, और इन केमिकल रिएक्शंस को ऑक्सीडाइजिंग और रिड्यूसिंग रिएक्शंस बोलते हैं. Okay, and these are some of the most common chemical means to break down molecules. ठीक है, ऑक्सीडाइजिंग का मतलब क्या होता है? अगर किसी केमिकल रिएक्शन में ऑक्सीजन ऐड हुआ है तो उसको ऑक्सीडाइजिंग रिएक्शन बोलेंगे, और रिड्यूसिंग रिएक्शन का मतलब क्या हुआ? अगर किसी केमिकल रिएक्शन में हाइड्रोजन ऐड हुआ है, ठीक है, तो उसको हम रिड्यूसिंग रिएक्शन बोलेंगे. एंड फॉर दिस मैनी ऑर्गेनिज्म यूज ऑक्सीजन सोर्स्ड फ्रॉम आउटसाइड द बॉडी. और इसके लिए कई सारे ऑर्गेनिजम्स ऑक्सीजन बॉडी के बाहर से लेते हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल हमारा एक केस ले लो, एटमॉस्फेरिक ऑक्सीजन को हम हमारे लंग्स के थ्रू हमारे ब्लड के साथ मिक्स करते हैं. एंड द प्रोसेस ऑफ एक्वायरिंग ऑक्सीजन फ्रॉम आउटसाइड द बॉडी एंड टू यूज इट इन द प्रोसेस ऑफ ब्रेक डाउन ऑफ फूड सोर्सेज फॉर सेल्यूलर नीड्स इज व्हाट वी कॉल रेस्पिरेशन. और रेस्पिरेशन की डेफिनेशन ये है, ओके, प्रोसेस ऑफ एक्वायरिंग ऑक्सीजन फ्रॉम आउटसाइड द बॉडी, फिर उसको यूज करना फूड को ब्रेक डाउन करने के लिए हमारे सेल्स के अंदर, इसी को रेस्पिरेशन बोलते हैं. रेस्पिरेशन का मतलब खाली सांस अंदर लेना ने सांस बाहर छोड़ना नहीं होता. कि रेस्पिरेशन इज अ कंप्लीट प्रोसेस. ऑक्सीजन इज टेकन अप फ्रॉम द एटमॉस्फेयर इनसाइड आवर बॉडी, इट मूव्स इनटू द सेल, इनसाइड द सेल glucose react with this oxygen, then energy is produced and that energy is used by all the cells of the body. This process is called respiration.